Oh my God, I had a very successful day today. Started out with a light breakfast of some Rice Krispies and a banana. I didn't even have regular milk, I had almond milk. I was working from home today. A phenomenal amount of stuff went right. Got a whole bunch of things fixed. And all remote. Remoted in, had that all working. It was great. Um, Lunch, I had a some leftover spaghetti and with a sprinkling of cheese on it and a couple of pieces of baguette. It was delicious. And then for dinner, we had, um, oh my God, what did we have for dinner? We had pasta. So there was like a ravioli and with a sauce, nice spicy sauce on it. So that was good. And so with the no snacking all day and just drinking coffee and water for the most part, and even working from home, I did a bit of my work with the my bike pushed up against the computer so that I could pedal while I was checking out the new SolarWinds product that I put in for monitoring the SQL database, which is going to work really well, and learning some true commerce stuff, which is necessary to get that running smoothly. I got all that running smoothly, so that was good. And then I stepped on the scales and I was down again today, so that's good as well. One thing I got to tell you, I stopped in for my diabetic checkup with my doctor, and he's always in such a rush. He didn't want to talk about anything. He always likes one thing at a time. So the diabetic checkup was it. Don't talk about anything else. A couple things that he found was that my my triglycerides were high. My triglycerides have been high since I was a teenager, and I was on like a Lipitor for the longest time. Let me take you way back. Once I asked him, I told him I wanted to look into really seriously starting to lose some weight, and that led to a bunch of blood tests to find out where I was standing at that point, and then I could end up going from there. And funny, back then it was like he wasn't able to diagnose me as diabetic, but he did diagnose me that my good cholesterol was low. My bad cholesterol was well below dangerous levels, and I had really good bad cholesterol, but the good cholesterol wasn't high enough. So I said, well, do I have to eat more cholesterol in order to get that good cholesterol? He said, that's not how it works. He wanted a ratio. So he wanted my already low bad cholesterol lower so that my low good cholesterol would look better. But then he couldn't do that with the triglycerides or something. Put me on Lipitor. Lipitor for like 3 years. I was on that. Got totally focused on the whole those tests, and not on how I could really start losing weight, and lost total focus. Focused on these numbers, and finally I gave up. I stopped taking the Lipitor and went in for another one of these, mandatory every 3 or 4 month test. And he said, "Oh, it's great. My numbers are great. My triglycerides are down. My cholesterols are looking good." And then I told him, I said, "Well, I haven't been taking it for 3 months." And he's like, "Oh, well, then I guess you can stop taking it." And so I stopped taking it for the longest time. And I keep finding that they give you something, and then they don't want you to ever go off. Like I had in the summer, after years of great blood pressure. I had some high blood pressure last summer. He put me on some blood pressure medicine, and I said, well, now that they're coming down, it's like, well, when can I get off these? He's like, well, the minimum is a year. You're going to be on these, and so I have to take that for like a year, even if my blood pressure starts to come down. So today, when he saw that my triglycerides were high, and because I had high triglycerides, he couldn't get a reading for some reason on my cholesterol. So just in case that my bad cholesterol had gone into the bad range, he needed to get my triglycerides down and was going to put me on Lipitor again. And I just said no. I said no. I said I'm working at losing weight, and once I lose some weight, I won't have to worry. You know, those things will come back down. So I said, well, in the next test, when I have my diabetic checkup and I test, we'll see whether the triglycerides are there. He's like, well, I'm not going to do the triglyceride test because you don't want to take the medicine. So there's no point in wasting the test. And I'm all for saving the government money, but he said the only way he would do the test if I actually lost weight. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. And then we'll see that the triglycerides have come back down, and maybe they'll see the rest of the data that they want to see. So, and then when he moved on to the blood pressure medication, he says, well, I probably would have gave you more, but you're not going to want to listen to that either. And I'm like, well, that's different. I have different reasons for that. So I said, yeah, sure, look at it. So he tweaked my prescription for that, but he made a point to be writing down in my file that I refused the other. And it's like, well, sometimes I just start to question the whole system and how they just keep handing this stuff out to us, and it's hard. You know, you get 1,000 different things and 100 different directions that you're supposed to go in order to lose weight and get a better, a better life, longer life. But it's all contradictory, and I think the majority of it comes down to the fact that everybody's genetics are differently set up, and they have very little information to go on. So it's kind of generalized for everybody. Like, this is your body mass, this is how much you take. And I really hope we get some of that genetic stuff in where they, pinpoint exactly how much you need based on, some hard facts. Your genome is like this big and it has these different things on it, and so we got to match them with these different things, and they're specific for you. And I think we'll get there. So I just have to be able to keep with this 30-day challenge and get this portion control to be a natural flow for me, and then continue to lose weight so I don't have to worry about that. So that's good. Now, one of the things that I have done is I had a comment in the last video that instead of cutting down from 2 eggs to 1 egg, I should cut out the bagel and keep the egg. And I agree. I think that's probably a good thing, especially considering the eggs we have are purchased from the farmer up the road, so they're nice and fresh, delicious eggs. Maybe in the spring I'll be getting my chickens back, and then I'll have really fresh eggs. They'll still be warm sometimes, so that'll be good. So yeah, there's always a pile of eggs to go get there up the road. That's a great thing about being in the country. You got access to all this stuff. And so that was it. Like I said, my weight is down, and I'm still on track, and this is day 8, so that's good. And hopefully I can keep on track, and I'm looking for some motivation. And I know that my son says that the last video, oh, you were kind of wandering around talking about other things, but it is it's my thing. I want to talk. I like talking. So check out the other ones, see if I'm going on track. If you guys have some ideas to give me for breakfast, that would be great. Hopefully I can mix it up a bit and have some different things. And as for drinks, I know cut out juices, cut out pop. It's been said that maybe chocolate milk's not a good idea, but when I'm out, I want something a little bit different. I'm not drinking loads of it at home, so I figure a little bit of a splurge on chocolate milk is acceptable. But maybe you don't think so. Maybe I should just stick with the water and the coffee. Some people would say don't drink the coffee either. But I like black coffee. Black coffee is 0 calories, and it doesn't taste as good as pop, but not getting a headache from it. I don't know. Well, let me know. So I want to see some comments out there. Let me know what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, and have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.